Bad news, Amazon is stealing from Nintendo. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome, friends, to this week's Weekly Roundup. We've got crazy indie games, Boyfriend Dungeon, anyone? We've got wild Nintendo news. Amazon is stealing games from Nintendo and more. It's crazy. Let's get into it. First things first, I am so freaking excited for Super Nintendo World in Hollywood to open. Like, I am a nerd. Like, I was watching the Japan videos and the point of view walkthroughs of Super Nintendo World, and I cannot believe that I live close enough to one of the ones that's opening up. We still don't have an opening date, but Nintendo released their very first merch drop for the project, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Now, I will say it's not a ton that's gonna give us insight, but it's still exciting to look at and be like, oh, this is a real future that's happening. They haven't given up and forgotten about the project. They've gotten to the point where they're releasing merch. So that to me seems like they're gonna be opening up soon-ish. First up, they had a special edition Mario and Yoshi plushie. They look super cute. Then we've got our plush Mario and Luigi hats. I'm not gonna lie, I really want one of these. It looks like a slipper for your head, and I just seems like it would just be really fun to be walking around with my Luigi cap. Ugh, I can't wait. The last thing they released was a Mario and Peach drawstring backpack. These kind of seem just all right to me. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of something that you get for free at a baseball game every now and then. But I'm still excited, and who knows, maybe the quality is really great. Something I'm super excited about too that was not on this list, I will be so devastated if they don't have it at the LA Super Nintendo World, is they have this super cute star container that they have popcorn in Japan. And not only is it a super cute container, you can actually wear it. Because that's my least favorite thing about when you buy stuff at theme parks, is that you have to carry it. This one you can actually wear on your person, so it's not taking up hand space the entire time you're at the theme park. And it's so cute. I can't wait. It's reusable. I'm gonna be putting everything in there. Kittens, you name it. Next up, some exciting Pokemon news. We might be getting a Pokemon live action TV show. Yes, I'm excited, but I also have mixed feelings, right? Because as we all saw with the Powerpuff Girls live action, whatever that is, that's a hot mess. And I'm very scared something weird like that happening to Pokemon, but it seems like we're in good hands with this live action remake. But so far they have one name attached to the project, and that is Joe Henderson. He's known for his work in Lucifer, and a lot of people are really happy with the stuff he's made, so I'm excited, fingers crossed. Sources also say it's going to have a Detective Pikachu vibe, which I feel obviously it would have to if you're going to be making a live action show. It's gotta have more humor and kind of be self-aware to do well. The thing that I'm really hoping for this show, which probably won't happen, but I don't think we need a live action version of the Pokemon anime. That show has gone on for so many seasons. It's its own thing. It's nostalgic for people. I think it would be really cool instead to kind of go the Detective Pikachu route, where it's something that's within the world of Pokemon, but a different story than what we're used to hearing. Maybe focusing on different characters, different trainers, just not the usual anime. And I love the anime, don't get me wrong, but I think it would be really interesting to just see different stories inside of the Pokemon world, because it's such an interesting concept. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Here's another thing though, friends. I will say, don't get your hopes up too high, because Netflix also said that they were working on a Legend of Zelda project years ago, and I have not heard anything new about that in a long time. And unfortunately, a lot of projects do die very early in production. There are a lot of shows that a bunch of names will get attached, things start happening, and then they never see the light of day. So, I'm excited, but it's a loose excitement, just because I know this industry and I know things can change like that. There's been some crazy updates in Nintendo World. They've been giving out updates like Oprah. You get an update, you get an update, you get an update. Everybody's getting updates. It's been insane, and I was really excited about the Mario Golf updates. They added New Donk City, there were new playable characters, there was a whole different playable mode, but this update came with the dark side. Daisy has lost her sass. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you've never played Daisy in the game, first of all, I'm judging you. But second of all, Daisy used to, when she got a bogey, say, whatever, which is exactly the sass I need, especially when I'm losing, okay? I need some sass to make me feel better. But instead, this update, for some reason, changed it to, oh boo, not the same, Nintendo, not the same. There's also rumors of another Animal Crossing update coming soon. This is just a bug fix and has actually already been released in Japan, but has not made it over to the US yet. This update was released in Japan on August 10th and fixed a bug that had to do with the ordering inside the DIY app. Originally, there were problems after this new update with ordering in obtained order. That has now been fixed. And if you're in Japan, not in America, not yet. They also fixed a color variation bug, as well as the major cloud bug that a lot of us are experiencing after this update. So fingers crossed we get it on our side of the ocean as well. Good news, friends, there is a new Switch Pro controller on the market from Nintendo, so you're not buying just like a random knockoff. Like, Nintendo has officially said this is okay to use. It does start at a higher price point, but it does have some really interesting elements to it. It has better rubber grips for more comfortability while holding, which is good, but again, not worth the higher price point. What I think the most valuable thing about this controller is that it has programmable buttons underneath. So you're holding the controller and underneath it, there's like this spider looking thing. What I think personally is the most valuable thing about this controller, and actually the only thing that really makes it worth this price point, is that it has mappable buttons toward the bottom. So you're holding the controller like normal, and kind of where it goes down, there are mappable buttons that have little tabs. It almost looks like a spider that you can actually map these to be different buttons for you. So this one makes it way more accessible for other players. Other consoles like Xbox have like certain adaptable controllers, but we haven't seen anything official like that for the Switch quite yet. Also, a huge thing for e-gaming, I can't imagine being able to not have to reach as far to click all the buttons that you need to click, like especially in Smash. This is gonna be a major game changer, just being able to do this while you're pressing your other buttons. Insane. Okay, you guys, we need to talk about this Indie World Direct. I thought it was great. They released 19 games. A lot of them were available now, which blew my mind. Like, I was live tweeting while it was happening, and I was like, can't wait for this to drop. And then they would hit me with that, available now. And I was like, no. Okay. First things first, we need to discuss. In the Direct, I was, just minding my own business, watching games, and they're literally just like, have you ever wanted to date a sword? I was like, what? What is happening right now? But confession, the more I learned about this game, the more I genuinely want to get it. It's available now, and it took me like a day to come around, but I think after I film this, I'm about to download it. It looks like weirdly fun, and there's actual like gameplay, like dungeon style gameplay, and then you can also date your weapons. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go down, but I'm excited. And I'm so excited to see like the Game Grumps play this game. I feel like this game was made for the Game Grumps. Like, if you told me that like they also produced this, like Dream Daddy, I would believe it. Like, it's weird to me that they were not involved in the making of this game and this game exists. I'm so excited. But enough about the crazy games. There were some games that people were so excited about, like Axiom Verge 2. We have been waiting for a sequel for this since literally when the Switch dropped. Like, this was one of the first games available for the Switch, and we were just now getting a sequel. It looks incredible. Also, pro tip for you, is to check out not only just the recap of the Direct like on YouTube, but if you go to the Indie World Twitter, Nintendo made a specific Twitter just for Indie World. They have trailers that were not shown on the Direct. And not only that, but games that did have a big feature like Boyfriend Dungeon, when I checked out their Twitter, it was a completely different trailer that they shared on there. So there's a lot more insight into gameplay and stuff like that. So if you were excited for Axiom Verge 2, you should definitely check out the Indie World Twitter. You're gonna find way more content on there as well. Axiom Verge 2 is going to be actually a prequel to the previous Axiom game. This is gonna give us insight into like what created the world and the circumstances, which is really cool. And it's also a completely different character you're playing as. This game is going to be able to help you scratch that Metroid Dread itch before Metroid Dread comes out. This Indie World Direct was huge for, if you like dungeon games, there was like a million dungeon games. Like all of them were dungeon style games. So if you love dungeon style games, you should definitely check out the recap or just open up the eShop. There are going to be tons of really fun games for you available now. Another game from the Indie World Direct that was getting a lot of hype was Eastward. A lot of people were very excited for this RPG dungeon gameplay game. It looks really beautiful. It takes place in this post-apocalyptic world, which I feel like in real life, it just seems like it's looming closer and closer. So, you know, you can kind of prep a little bit for the future. One of the indie games that got the most attention from Nintendo was a game called Toem. It's a black and white hand-drawn game where it seems like you take pictures to solve mysteries as you go through an adventure. I don't know, it wasn't something that would normally catch my eye, but Nintendo not only gave it one of the top opening slots, but also gave it one of those behind the game features where they have the developers like talk about why they made it and like how they made it, which makes me think this game is gonna be a banger because Nintendo would not be putting this much effort behind a game that wasn't amazing. There's also a game I'm really excited for, but I have not seen like a single other person be hyped for this, called 100 Days, and it's a wine game. What? Okay, so I knew someone who owned a winery, and I was like, what? That sounds cool. Like your life seems so like, I don't know, like you're on like a ranch and you just like look at your grapes all day. It just like something that seemed like very like romantic and fun about it, but I cannot grow any plants to save my life. So I knew I would not have fun with it. This is like your virtual vineyard experience. Like in this game, you own your own vineyard, you have control over what type of wine and what the look even of your bottle and label are, but also you take care of your winery and do all these things. It just seems like a fun, chill winery game, and I'm excited, and maybe you will be too. It's time to talk about crime! Dun dun dun! Somebody called Detective Pikachu. There's crime on the loose. That's right, Amazon is stealing from Nintendo. What? Amazon is currently allowing sale of a Game Boy knockoff. This handheld Game Boy knockoff is called Ambernick, or at least that's what it reads like. This device comes preloaded with pirated Nintendo software. Again, stealing. But for some reason, Amazon is allowing it, which is very interesting to me. It is priced at about $100, but truly, you could probably get a handheld Game Boy for way cheaper than that. If you want to check it out for yourself, go ahead. I think though, this is not a great spot for Nintendo to be in. In this digital age, it seems like a lot of their games are being able to be pirated on a lot of other systems. Just think about the Steam Deck, which is coming out too. It seems like Nintendo is starting to lose control of their game, which has got to be really scary for Nintendo. Nintendo has always been intensely protective of their IP. Anybody who's ever posted a YouTube video that has something to do with Nintendo knows this for a fact, but it seems like just with the advancements of technology, Nintendo is no longer able to keep up and prevent their games from being pirated. I don't know what this means for their future, but it's not looking great. Maybe they'll turn it around and instead make Nintendo games available to play on other consoles. Maybe we'll see some Nintendo IP available to play on the PS5. I can't see a future where that happens, but it seems like people are starting to already make that happen through pirating and just doing it illegally. So it wouldn't make sense for Nintendo not to get on that train. Only time will tell. Before we go, guys, I have some really exciting news to share with you, and that is I'm getting a sword. That's right. I'm getting a Master Sword. In real life, I'm gonna open it up with you guys next episode. I'm so excited. I can't wait to start slicing things. Although I'm scared it's gonna break. We'll see. Will it be tragedy or will it be a match made in heaven? Only time will tell. Tune in next time to see me not only open the sword, but what will be the first thing I slice. See you guys soon.